Hi, so here we are. We're back in the office now with our workflow, and now we need to edit it. So the first thing first is open a folder, put the pictures in a folder. For the purpose of this video, I've chosen a selection of pictures I've taken at an engagement photo shoot. So let's have a look. So as you can see here, let me just bring it a little bigger. Right, so yeah, I started with the faces, it's kind of the position here, and I moved down, and then after I went around, and yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Yeah, okay, this has already been edited, so they are JPEG you've just seen, but let's open it. So the first thing, I use 3 different programs for this technique. So the first one I use is Lightroom, where we kind of get the pictures ready for the when you put it all together. So let me have a look here. Okay, so check all. I'm using Lightroom 4 for this video. Okay, so here are all the pictures. Let's click on develop. Okay, so let's say here is the first picture, so taken with a D3S f1.4 85mm, which was the Sigma, and 1/322 pattern, which is the metering. So what we want to do is not tweak it too much actually at this stage. Really, the only thing we want to do is get the white balance across the same. So I can read a white balance of, let's see why it's not coming up here. Okay, what's happening here is I've opened JPEGs, and that's why I'm not getting the actual Kelvin degrees temperature here to be able to adjust it. But what you would normally do here is select all the pictures and move the temperature to the perfect temperature for the pictures you are looking at, which I would recommend you use for where the subject is. So move it, then synchronize all, and then they're all going to have the exact same Kelvin temperature for the white balance, so they all adjusted at the same stage. Second thing you want to do is go back to your library, export, and you can put it into a subfolder. What I would recommend is that you resize the pictures to 1000 to 1500. Don't go any bigger because your file is just going to be huge. I've taken a few pictures with this and put it up to 2000, and I had file size to around 100 to 120 megabytes, which makes it very difficult to work with. It's just too much, no need. So 1000 to 1500. As you can see, I've got 50 photos here, so I'm going to use 50 photos to get that pictures done. So once you've done this, export it. So right, okay, so that's been exported. Now the second program I'm using, which is the main program, is this one here, which I'm opening now, which is AutoPano Giga. Now this is not a cheap program, it's actually a very expensive program, and so make sure that if you're going to spend the money on a program like this, you want to get this technique used a lot. But it is the best I've used. I've tried Photoshop CS5, CS4, and CS3, and I just don't get it. So what I do is select all the pictures, drop it on here. So 50 image, 85mm, speed between 1250 to 1200. So it must have been some issue with maybe my thumb kind of dropped down. So yeah, F1.4, it says less than a minute to get it done. Click on detect. Okay, so it's working. As you can see, it's very quick, very quick. By clicking on edit, it comes there on my second screen, so I'm just going to bring it here. Right, so this gives you an aperture of what it is. So from there, obviously you need some crop will need to be done, but what I really wanted to capture on this picture was the white tree. These trees are kind of form this way here. Okay, so there we go. So once you've done, okay, so once you've done this, is you want to export it. It's not point for me to go into details of the program, that's not the point, but render, and this takes a bit of time, but I've already done it. Right, so now that we've managed to put all these pictures together, let's have a quick look at the file size of the original file. 1 second. No. Okay, I've got it here. So the file size is 36.2 megabyte, which is not bad. I've worked with much bigger picture. Let me have a look. I've done 3 on that date. This one is 13 and this one is 16. So not that big. This one was the biggest one, but not bad. So let's double click on the Windows picture viewer just to have a look at the resolution. So obviously it doesn't look like much at the moment, but by cropping it we'll be able to get something very nice. As you can see, the resolution is very high. The reason is because obviously there is so many pictures together, so each one is like if you were taking an individual one. So you can there's a type of picture you could print at God knows what size, and you still get an amazing resolution on each large print. So right, so here we go. So we have our draft. So from there, what you will need to do is crop it and work out. So really this will depend on each one of you and what your preferences are. I would personally use Lightroom. I love playing with Lightroom. You can crop, you can edit, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Let me have a look here. So yeah, okay, so there we go. That's actually the final picture here. If I click on the crop, you can see the crop I've done on it. Right, so here's the result, and obviously this is one of them. Let me just show you another one I've done on the same day. So that was the kind of picture taken. As you can see, a bit of work on Photoshop using the content aware, which didn't work very well, and I then decided to crop it more inside. Let me show you what the result was. Right, okay, so as you can see, so it's not always obvious that you're actually using this method, which makes it even better, because you're able to bring this kind of effect without making very, oh, it's used the Brenizer method. No. Right, so I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that this video is going to help you getting out there and get it working for yourself. What I would say is give it a try, see if it works, and try to bring your own twist to it. Try to make something different, Obviously Ryan is bringing the method and he's good as his own style, but try to do something that kind of define you, put a signature to yourself, of yourself in the picture, because it's one thing using someone else's method, is another thing copying someone's work. So I would recommend that you give it a try and then bring your own twist to it. That's what I try to do every time I use it. If you do have any questions, please post them down below. Apart from this, yeah, subscribe, and more video coming up. Cheers, see ya.